What's up, GITV? Bantha Bill here, and today I get to do something I haven't done in a while, and I'm really excited to do it. Today is my tactical gear heads for my PMC loadout. Now, the gun I went with for this tactical gearheads is the officially licensed Warsport LVOA by Crytek. Now, the reason I went with this one is because it is such a unique looking M4. And in a world I know all you guys are gonna be like, oh man, another M4. This one's one of the more unique ones I've seen, especially because you do have the wire cutter rail system, which on the real one is designed for you to place against, barbed wire or something like that, and you actually pull the trigger, shoot, and that's how you cut it. But back to the rifle. I also went with this one because I know Crytek's internals are rock solid. I'm not gonna have to open this thing up and do anything to it. I'm gonna be good to go out and play without any issues. And another feature that I personally really like is a rotary style hop-up, because I've had a lot of guns that have your standard style M4 hop-up, but this one with the rotary, it clicks into place and you're not gonna lose your position. It also has numbers on it, so depending on your weight of BB, if you know what number to be at, you can just adjust it on the fly. Now, it doesn't come with these accessories that I put on here. I put these on because I honestly think it makes it look way cooler, like this replica EOTech and then this Bravo green laser light combo PEC 15. And then something I discovered from watching one of Greg Wong's videos, Spartan 117GW, and discovered that the CMR rail covers actually do fit on this. So I decided to go with black ones to kind of offset the tan. It gives it a good two-tone look. And then another thing I discovered was that the PTS grip fits. This one in particular is not the rail mounted one, it is the key mod. All you have to do is remove the little key mod nuts and it will thread right in. And I went with this one because it's unique compared to, like, a Magpul Angle 4 grip or any of the other ones. And I must say, it's very comfortable for me to hold it with my shooting style. Then for magazine, I like to go with this one, which is the Hex Mag, because honestly, the Hex Mags look super awesome. So I decided to put this one in there. Now, some other features on this gun that I like because of my play style, and honestly the fact that I am left-handed when it comes to shooting rifles, is that it does have ambidextrous control. So if you're lefty, this gun is definitely lefty friendly. Another feature that's also nice for those of you, like to adjust your hop up a lot, is that the charging handle does lock back. I'll flip that around, and bolt release works too. So if you like to change your hop up on the fly, or maybe you got different magazines with different weights for different scenarios, you can adjust it quick, easy, with no issues. Now, if you guys haven't seen, we are the exclusive retailer of this one, which is the flat dark earth variant. Now, this is one that we mocked up. This is not the final color. We just wanted to get an idea of what it looks like and what you can do with it. Also, if you pre-order it right now, you are going to get 10 magazines with it for free. So all you need is a battery, some face protection, and you're good to go out to the field and play. It is coming anytime now, so if you want to take advantage of this deal, make sure you get on it quick. Now, moving on to the gear. For my head protection, I actually went with something that I felt was a little bit more PMC, because they're gonna wear, maybe their favorite sports team or, anything like that. So I went with the New York Yankees hat because it's actually one of my favorite hats, even though I don't follow baseball that much. My grandfather grew up in New York, so I wanted to go with something that he would like. Now, for my eye protection, I went with a pair of Vulcan goggles. Now, these ones are the ones that fit more like sunglasses, because I wanted to go with the more traditional PMC look, because when they're out there, they're not going to be running, large framed goggles. So with ones that look more with like sunglasses. Now, for protection of my face, I am using my tried and true mesh mask that I've cut, painted, and molded myself, and I've attached these Smith Optic Boogie Regulator bungee cords, which are normally for the glasses, but I mounted them to my mask so I can mount them to my ear protection, which I added Velcro. These are Howard Light headphones. Now, I like using these because not only do they cancel out noise such as, a thunder bee going off or something loud, but they do amplify ambient noise. So if I can actually usually hear someone trying to sneak around me, and I'm able to get the drop on them. Now, around my neck, I do have just a generic tan Condor Shemagh. Now, you'll notice that on my gear, I am running a little bit more tan clothing or tan accessories. Now, the reason I went with that is because generally a PMC or, someone over in Afghanistan or Iraq that isn't part of the military is not going to be wearing green attire. They're generally going to have more tan stuff because it blends into the environment better. Now, moving on to my plate gear, I'm using my plate gear I've had now for a long time. This is my Spectre MPC. I went with this one because it fits a little bit larger and it's made in the good old US of A, so supporting American industry. Yay America. Now moving on, I do have a Condor admin pouch, which is perfect for me because it's usually where I put my cell phone, maybe my keys, anything like that. And the pistol mag pouch, I actually use it to cover the mouthpiece for my hydration carrier, so it keeps dirt out and anything like that. I do run a Code Red handset, which is connected to my Baofeng radio, so I can stay in communication with my teammates or game controller or anything like that. Now, I do have to run the Empire patch because, you know, Empire for life, down with the Rebels, because we are way better. I don't care how many times you win, we're still going to beat you in the end. Now, moving on to my pouches, I do have 2 taco pouches that have the pistol taco pouch attached to the front. Now, in this, I usually carry a knife for emergencies, you know, maybe I need to cut some paracord or anything like that, and then an extra pistol magazine pouch. And then, obviously, 2 M4 pouches, but if I was running a different gun, I would be able to fit a different magazine because the tacos are able to take a multitude of different mags, everything from AKs to M4s to M14s. You name it, it can take it. Now, moving on to these pouches, these are 3 double-stack tactical tailor pouches. I went with these ones because they are American-made, like the tacos in my plate carrier. But what's also nice is when you remove the magazines, you can actually tuck this flap in, and then they just become open-top pouches. They also have elastic right here for, you know, if you're running a shotgun maybe, or if you need to handle glow sticks like I have on a few games at night. And also, some of you may have noticed this little thing right here. This I just picked up at the Army Surplus store. I actually recommend, if you guys ever run Thunder Beast, to pick up one of these. It's an S-shaped carabiner. Now, what I like to do is, because it does have this little flappy gizmo thing right here, you take your Thunder Beast, you click it in, hook it, pull, then throw. That way, you never lose your pins again. Because we all know you can be in the middle of a game, and when you go back to reload, you go to redo your Thunder Beast. If you're missing a pin, you're kind of screwed. Now, on the left of my plate carrier, I am running an Elite Force dead rag. Now, I went with this over, you know, just your standard red rag or anything like that because it's a lot easier to use and a lot more handy. I don't have to worry about shoving anything back in my pocket. All I do is got to pull it out, and then I'm good. And once I respawn, just stuff it back up into the elastic, Velcro it down, and I'm back in the game. Now, moving on to my back, I do have a Pantac hydration carrier backpack combo. I went with this one because, well, I got to carry my battle buddy Barrett the Bantha with me wherever I go. Also on the back, I do have a Condor utility pouch, which I usually keep, you know, some extra paracord and a little med kit. And then also, I do usually keep a snakebite kit in there because here in Southern California, a lot of the fields are in the desert, and there actually are quite a few rattlesnakes. Moving on to my belt, I am running a Condor Outdoor Battle Belt. Now, I used to only run the belt that I have inside of it, which is just, you know, a random belt I picked up in an Army Surplus store probably about 10 or 12 years ago. But I found that it digs into my sides because I do run kit on my legs. So I went with the Battle Belt for the extra padding. It also helps keep it on my waist and also gives me a convenient place to attach my dump pouch, which, you know, is a necessity in Airsoft because you don't want to lose your magazines because that's essentially wasted money. Now, on my right leg, I do have a Black Hawk Serpa leg panel with a Black Hawk Serpa 1911 holster. I went with these ones because it gives good retention. However, it doesn't impede me removing my pistol. All I have to do is press the button and I can pull it out and then just click it right back into place. For my sidearm, I am using this, which is the officially licensed Colt 1911 railgun. Now, I went with the Colt railgun because, well, this one in particular, because it reminds me of the silver ballers used in the Hitman series. So I kind of wanted to go with that one because it looks cooler in my personal opinion, and it does use the same magazines as the Elite Force 1911, which I actually have a few of those. So all I have to do is pick up a new pistol. I don't need to get any other magazine. So if you already have a 1911 from Elite Force, its magazines will work in these no problem. Now, finally, moving on to my left leg, I'm running an HSGI leg panel in which I've attached 2 taco pouches. I went with this because it gives me a little bit more variety in what I can do with it. I used to run a knife on my leg, or I should say a rubber training knife in the sheath on my leg. I removed it because I didn't feel like carrying it around. So I can attach maybe another pouch or anything else that I may need. Now, for my knees, I normally be running 2 Hatch X-Tac knee pads. However, Bob the Axeman borrowed them a while back, and he still can't find my other knee pad. So that's why I'm wearing it on my left knee, because if I have to take a knee to take a shot at someone, or I'm taking cover, since I'm left-handed, I'm going to drop down to my left knee, so my right one doesn't necessarily need the extra padding. Now, moving on to my feet, I am wearing Under Armour Valsets RTS boots. I've had these ones for a long time, and honestly, they have stood up very well. I went with these ones also because they are very breathable, which is important here in Southern California. We don't get too much rain, and it's generally a more arid environment, so ventilation to your feet is a must. The other reason I really like them is they feel like tennis shoes. They're one of the lightest boots I've ever worn and also one of the most comfortable. Now finally, moving on to my hands, I have multicam mechanics gloves. Now I went with multicam not because I was like going for a mishmash of things, because I mean, although that sometimes completes the PMC look, I wanted multicam because I actually needed these for some work I was doing earlier this month, and everyone else had black ones, so I went with multicam so I could tell mine apart. You guys may have also noticed that I am wearing an Apple Watch. Now, the reason I'm wearing this is not because, you know, it has any tactical advantage or anything. It's because I forgot to take it off at the beginning of the tactical gearhead, so it's worth noting I would not wear this thing while I was playing. Now, I hope you guys enjoyed my tactical gearheads, because like I said earlier, I haven't done one in a while and I had a blast. Now, another note, if you guys haven't seen, we just had some new tickets go up on our website for BB War's Battlefront Spearhead. So for all of our friends in Texas, you'll definitely want to go to this one because it's at D14, and I personally played there, and I must say, it is an awesome field, so you will not want to miss this one. So once again, part
of my loadout is the PTS gas blowback Masada. This is one of the rifles that's featured in the Division game. It's actually pretty interesting because they actually have the Fortis shift vertical grip in the game as well. So I have that here on the gun, kind of gives me a little bit of stability, another way to kind of grip the platform. Now,
all right, so I want to start off first with the gun I'll be using for the game. It's a KWA KM16 BR. It's mostly stock. I did add a couple of things here and there. I added the G&G Armament SR25 rail system onto it with a VFC pec.
Oh, when I talk about gloves, and on my wrist I'm wearing a tactical Apple Watch. Now I wear this because I could totally see where I am on a map. Now you guys may have noticed I'm also wearing an Apple Watch. Now the reason for this is because I could tape my phone to the back of my head, and if I access the phone app, I can watch my 6 by checking my watch. So who needs teammates? Who needs a battle buddy? I got my phone and I got my Apple Watch.